Welcome to our PL Possibilities series. These videos have been created to assist teachers in improving their Canvas skills for the purposes of teaching and learning. This video is part of the Using Blueprint Courses playlist. An overview of the Using Blueprint Courses playlist is displayed on the screen. This video will focus on locking versus unlocking content in a Blueprint course. Once a course has been enabled as a Blueprint, you can select your locking preferences for the individual objects or content items within a course. These include pages, assignments, discussions, quizzes, and the normal Canvas features that you'd associate with your Canvas course. Locking an object will apply your Blueprint locking preferences to the item in all associated courses. This means that the editing of that item can only occur in the Blueprint. You can choose to lock the content as well as any availability, due dates and points associated with that item, in particular around assignments. If you choose to leave an object unlocked, teachers in the associated courses will be able to modify it within their course. When managing blueprints and locking and unlocking of items, planning and communication is the key to success. If you choose to leave all items unlocked, teachers in the associated Canvas courses can create new content and edit all content within their course. It's worth noting that if you choose to lock an item after it has been initially synced, the next time it is synced, it will overwrite any changes the teacher has made in their course. If you choose to lock all items, teachers in associated courses can create new content, but they cannot edit any Blueprint managed content. This is particularly useful if you want to have a core common assignment applied to all of your classes. You can choose to lock all items apart from the teacher contact details. This means that teachers can create new content in their course, but they cannot edit any Blueprint managed content, but they could edit the teacher contact details page to include their office hours and contact details. If you choose a mix of locked and unlocked items, teachers in the Canvas courses can create new content. They cannot edit any locked content, but they can edit all unlocked content. As I said before, planning and communication is the key to success when using Blueprint managed courses. If we look at assignments as an object type, what we can see is whether or not items are locked or unlocked. If it has a padlock associated to it, it means that the object has been locked and is only editable within the Canvas course. Because we marked content being editable, it means that associated classes will be able to modify when it's due, when it's available, and how it's actually going to be marked. What they can't modify is the learning content that is applied to this assignment. Down here you can see that this does not have a padlock. And although this learning content will be pushed out to associated classes, when it arrives in a Canvas course, the teacher within the associated Canvas course will be able to edit the learning content for that assignment. Some tips for success. If there are unlocked items in your Blueprint course, do not lock them after they have been synced unless you are certain they have not been modified in the associated courses. Locking an item after a sync will overwrite any changes made to the item in associated courses. If a locked object, so discussion, assignment, page, quiz, etc., has a file attachment or a link to a file stored in the Files tool, be sure to lock the file as well. Otherwise, the file can be deleted from the associated course. That will break the attachment or the link. It is important that you lock each individual item and file as you go in the Blueprint so that any locked content will be synced to the associated courses. Thank you for watching our PL Possibilities video.